Shall we have some serious and honest talking here about the crypto market, which no one else would even dare to show you guys? Now, watch. It is true that the majority of the market is running up. You can see how many of these coins are slowly pushing to the upside, whether you take the big data side, whether you take the major utility token side, you kind of get to see all of those. There is a lot happening, especially when you just filter it to the upside. Like, you only want to look at the ones which are running up. Yeah, there's a lot of it running up. And yeah, for sure, micro trading opportunities are there. You look at the weekly, you look at the daily, you kind of see a lot of them bouncing back up 50%, 100%. But I would like to take your attention to this side because a lot of others are already feeding you bullish narratives everywhere. But let me get to this trade and I'll keep this quick, just 5 to 7 minutes and done. Yeah. We got a daily close today. We got a 3-day close today. We got a weekly close today. All of those three are saying something same. Now, watch that and decide if that's wrong. All three, if that's wrong, you can decide. How? Let's do that here. This is Bitcoin on a weekly. The weekly candle just closed. And when the weekly candle closed, you can actually see it is in red. Last week, I told you if it closes anywhere below 19,600, 119,600, it will show you a negative divergence compared to the price, the volume, the RSI. Now, within that, you'll notice the fact that the swing highs here for the prior negative divergence and where we are now, it is an extension of what has happened before. The strength did not break to the upside. It is taking resistance after resistance somewhere close to the region where we are now. So that's a weekly. Good. Now we go on to a 3-day chart. The 3-day is showing you, yeah, for sure, I am in here. This is a higher high, very decent higher high. A lot of people are going back in and you have a negative divergence. Now, remember with all of these negative divergence, the 1 and the 2, yeah? So keep that in mind. How can that be possible? Either the 1 is already done and then the 2 happens like this where the RSI fails to do that. So 1 and 2 can be possible. A lot of these people would be getting wrecked soon. Now, that's a short-term move actually. Now we go on to the daily because we also got a daily chart, yeah? Now watch where the daily actually closed because it is important to understand how it closed. Tomorrow morning when it closes this current candle, we'll observe that. But as of now, this is how it closed. Good. So it broke a support and closed below that. Now go to a 12-hour chart. You'll actually see the primary support on a 12-hour is here and you're testing that support with consistent lower highs. If we form another one here, that is going to be another lower high formation. Good. Now, what's the Bitcoin dominance? It is dropping. I agree. There is no doubt on that. But just observe this point, December 2024. What do you notice there? Tell me. Because if you do compare it, that is exactly where the top came in for a lot of these crypto assets, especially the alt market. Bitcoin kind of topped, slowed, and then you know what happened. Like the December, you will see how it fluctuated. Now, what do you mean? Yeah, you go back just a little bit, you go back into this region, that is November, December. So yes, you saw what? The Bitcoin dominance going down while the negative divergence in Bitcoin was happening. Good. Perfect. But then what happened in December? Bitcoin in itself dropped just 15-20%. Good. Now you go pick up other assets. Say you want to pick up Doge. Good. This is December, that high where Bitcoin dropped 15%. Doge as an asset dropped 46.58%. Good. You want to pick another asset? Pick Ether. We'll come to that December highs. And this is what you have actually done from there till the bottom, like 65% drop. Oh, good. Now, Cardano, another asset. You come back to that December highs and plot it to see where exactly the bottom was. this is where we are. That's a 62% drop. So Bitcoin only dropped 15%. Dominance was already going down, 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 and it just reached a long-term trend line support. That's where all of that things happened. Now we are there. Decision is yours. Data is in front of you. Look at the volume. I agree that there's a ton of those volume, which was just like at this point. The moment that flips, it is going to show you these coins which were running up, attracting a lot of liquidity, attracting a lot of buys. They kind of entered into the newer territory. Now, yes, I agree. If you're looking for USDC pair to trade in one particular segment, if you're looking for USDT pair to do all these short-term things, yes, you have exchanges. Yes, you have things to do, which is easy. You can do the AI-based analysis. All of that is in front of you with the news and analyst reports. But I want you to look at the basics, which is long-term price history and arguments. This is why I said I'll keep this very quick and short. Remember, the monthly and quarterly is going to prevail, especially when you have a monthly candle close coming in pretty quickly. And this is something I want you all to understand. Now, I only get like 1,500 to 2,000 views, and we have 1,400 members. So keep this in mind. Majority of those individuals are in here and they are watching this. So I'm just explaining what I posted before. From the top, you need to understand that top forms like this. This is monthly, yeah? It shows 310% up and then 270. So it reduced. The extension to the upside from the monthly moving average reduced. Next time, it's 80%. Okay, so the next time, we're already at 63%. And how high do you think it's going to be? It is anyway reducing from one to another, and last one was 80%. So where are we going to be this time? 70? Where we going to be? That is the biggest question. Now, if we put the percentage terms, we should be forming that by 65 to 67%. We are already close to that. Now, what's the biggest question? From the moving average, what's the opposite? Where do the price bottom? 61%, 47%, 58%. So on average, you can say 55%. Yeah, that itself comes close to 36. Now, if it's the worst case scenario, like here, you come to 28,000, but we break a trend and a pattern in Bitcoin's entire history from there to here, whatever we do. Because you also will have to take into account that all of these bear market drop around 75%. That kind of come to $30,000, $28,000 Bitcoin, which is breaking this trend line from 2011. That's a macro change. Now, take decisions according to what you believe, but understand if everyone else is feeding you one form of data set, they have some kind of benefits. But yes, if you're using those kind of data sets on a daily chart, on a 4-hour chart to trade with, trade the breakouts, micro accumulation, distribution, you get out and all. Okay, I understand. You have a little bit more risk tolerance than the majority. You are willing to take high leverage, high risk and all. Majority are not like that. Back in the day, they thought they should have taken the profits and they forgot. This time around, they're thinking, no. Whatever happens, I don't want to try and pick the top. I want to take the profits and if possible, try short naked, not with leverage. Yeah, this is exactly why I told each and everybody not with leverage. Because when you're in the market and you're observing a lot of these individual assets, they can do magical long wicks. We are coming back to these tops where we have topped out for quarterly charts. Now, remember, while we talk, this is the pattern in front of you. That has significant impact coming in. This is the roof of that all the way from last 10, 15 years. And this is where you are right now at the resistance 1 on a quarterly chart, at the resistance 2 on a monthly chart with the negative divergence. So I'm not extending this, but keep in mind with the next weekly close, the monthly is going to be decided, kind of, yeah? And at that point, keep in mind, all of these things just happened the very last moment of that weekly candle close. It showed you it is about to go up, and then came back down. Next, what? whenever you saw a negative divergence, you usually come back up, you see, come back up to retest that. There can be a long wick back to the upside, which means you can see the price maybe coming back to 120, 123 before it actually drops. So hold on, have the discipline and the patience, watch the dominance. Is it breaking this and continuing further to the downside? In that case, alts may have more dry powder entering into it than Bitcoin, and it can look good. But if you observe that Bitcoin is wicking back up from 59%, going back up to 65, that is now going to be the right time as majority are feeding you. So with that being said, if you received value, smash that like button. And if you want to use any of these tools using these platforms, use it if you have the risk tolerance. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.